You can take care of all kinds of business inside LBJSC, including a really important one this week.
Residents at a local apartment say they're worried about their safety, and that's not all.
The last week in October was homecoming. A few things got rained out, but not everything.
What makes homecoming so special is the fact that, you have alumni coming in to support their alma mater, and all these people come over, all these fraternities, sororities.
I'll kick library for books, study spaces, maybe coffee, but the really cool stuff is downstairs.
Hi, and welcome to Bobcat Bulletin. I'm Kendall Green.
And I'm Matt Skura. Texans voted this week on 14 statewide propositions. They covered a couple of tax issues, items about state parks and retirement, and funding for water projects, power generation, and higher education.
A couple of San Marcos City Council seats were also on the ballot, and as reporter Avery Drew shows us, students could vote on all of them right here on campus.
It's an exciting time here at Texas State University as early voting is now in full swing on campus. Early voting at Texas State runs from October 30th to November 3rd. You can cast your vote from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on October 30th through November 1st, and then from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on November 2nd and 3rd. Remember, Election Day is November 7th. You can quickly check your voter registration status at vote.org. This election involves constitutional amendments in local jurisdictions, so every vote counts. Sophia Doran, a graduate student at Texas State, believes that on-campus early voting is crucial.
Well, one thing that really stuck out with me was one of the propositions is talking about the pay for teachers who retire, and that's really important to me because I have family members who are teachers, and I think it impacts the campus community because some of the students who are going into the field of education, this is going to impact them as well as it impacts the professors here that we see here at Texas State University.
And here's the good news. If you're registered in San Marcos, you can conveniently cast your vote on campus at the LBJ Student Center, both during early voting and on Election Day. Campus tour guide Angel Gonzalez thinks college campuses can have a significant impact in encouraging students to vote.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely plays a huge role. A lot of us have school spirit, so I feel like just depending on how the school's take on voting is, that's kind of how a lot of us move out. So if the school is really about promoting to vote, then there'll be a lot of students who promote it. So just kind of having that representation out there is great, but I think having booths set up, even if you're not interested, is still very important.
Don't forget to prepare for Election Day. Download and fill out your sample ballot, which tells you every candidate and ballot question you get to decide. You can print it out and bring it in with you when you go vote. Early voting at Texas State University is not just a right, it's an opportunity to make your voice heard. Local elections can shape our community, so it's crucial to stay informed and cast your vote.
In the San Marcos City Council election, Alyssa Garza was re-elected to place 3, and Shane Scott was re-elected to place 4. Voters all across Texas voted on those 14 propositions. One may be especially important to college students. Prop 5 would create the Texas University Fund, almost $4 billion to help emerging research universities, including Texas State. It passed by a 2-to-1 margin. You can visit the Texas Secretary of State's website to see the results of the 14 ballot amendments. That's sos.state.tx.us.
Some students at an apartment near campus are worried about their safety after reports of somebody walking into apartments. The Village on Telluride, just west of I-35, is where this reportedly happened. San Marcos police report someone entered 2 townhomes at the complex in September. Witnesses reported seeing at least one man and said some things were stolen from one apartment. A couple of residents told us they aren't happy with how the Village responded.
For a couple days, we didn't hear anything from the leasing office. And their whole response was people can walk into houses by accident. It was just they just made a weird excuse for something that was clearly just premeditated and creepy.
The manager of the Village emailed residents twice in the days after the incident to say they would increase overnight security patrols 7 days a week. They also encouraged residents to be sure to lock their doors, and they started using an app to control entry gates. It was a bit of a rough week for homecoming activities at Texas State this year. The Pinewood Derby and some other outdoor events got rained out.
But the football game against Troy and the tailgate before went on as planned. Reporter Lelaine Aquino spent time outside the stadium before the homecoming game, and she takes us along.
Hey guys, this is Lelaine Aquino here at the tailgate at Texas State University, where I'll be covering homecoming.
I came to watch Texas State University's homecoming game and tailgate last Saturday. Of course, I first stopped at the ROTC tailgate to talk with Paulina Campion to warm up right before the game.
Hi, my name is Paulina Campion. I set up the tailgate for the Bobcat Battalion Club, one of the clubs that ROTC has, Army ROTC has. And what makes homecoming so special is the fact that, you know, you have alumni coming in to support their alma mater, and all these people come over, all these fraternities, sororities, even just a simple like club coming in. You have a lot of alumni coming in, and that's what we wanted to touch on this homecoming is, you know, get more in touch with our alumni and have them come over and kind of like relive like what they, how they celebrated homecoming like years ago. I really wish I was big into football, but I do know that the audience is going to be super big. I know they sold out a couple weeks ago. And I just know everybody's really excited. This is going to be our game, our most record-breaking game for like audience-wise. I wish I could see if there was any if anybody was standing on the sidelines to kind of take the game, because from what I've heard, I think it's going to be a really big game, and it's against a really big school. So I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be awesome, and yeah, I think it's going to get lit.
Visitor Linda Enrique tells us how her experience was at the homecoming tailgate.
Hi, I'm Linda and I'm a visitor here. It's so much fun. There's so many great people to visit and meet here, and it's just a blast. Yeah.
Texas State's football team will play again this coming Saturday, November 4th at 4 p.m. in the Bobcat Stadium against the Georgia Southern Eagles. So come out and show your school spirit to support our team. This is Lelaine Aquino, back in the studio.
By the way, congratulations to the Bobcats football team. They beat Georgia Southern this week for their 6th win. That makes Texas State eligible to play in a bowl game for the first time since 2014. In baseball, Texas teams monopolized the American League Championship Series. The Rangers beat the Houston Astros to get into the World Series against the National League's Arizona Diamondbacks. The Rangers stretch out a big lead. They won 3 of the first 4 games with a chance to win it all in Game 5.
It's happened! The Texas Rangers win the World Series!
Game 5 of the World Series took place on November 1st, 2023 in Phoenix, Arizona, with the Texas Rangers leading the series 3-1. As the final out was caught for the first time in franchise history, the Texas Rangers are World Series champions as they defeated the Arizona Diamondbacks 5-0 to win Game 5 to win the franchise its first ever World Series. Live sports can be a lot of fun to watch. There's the uncertainty, the tension, and rooting for your team.
True, but did you know you can actually work on the crew running the live sports broadcast here at Texas State? Reporter Gus Lopez introduces us to the people who make the magic of television.
Texas State University provides a variety of different programs for students to learn different skills for their future careers. One being an ESPN Plus program where students learn the ins and outs of how a live sport event works. I spoke with Victoria Heim and Joey Gonzalez, who broke down what the program's all about.
We are entirely student-run, with the exception of the 3 full-time members of our staff. The students will do everything from technical directing to running the camera, doing our audio, and everything like that. So it's really driven by them, and just kind of the 3 of us do the behind-the-scenes action. Positions transfer into the theater world, into live TV, not just sports, into news, anything that's really driven with a video production standpoint. And I kind of tried to promote that a little bit more through the opportunity to be an intern with us, where they can learn not just the actual positions themselves, but also kind of what I do behind the scenes, and how those skills will transfer into a real world job.
It really helps to learn the behind the scenes of how the broadcast works. I started off on camera. I've done graphics, bug, everything that it takes to get up there. And then being actually a broadcaster, I called with Brent Freeman, women's soccer one match, and just knowing what it takes in the room goes a long way whenever you're on the air, and knowing how the control room works to make the broadcast go cleanly for the play-by-play and the analysts. All the experiences that Texas State has provided, it's helped me grow, and I feel like I've been able to use it at a higher level.
If you're interested in joining the team, make sure you contact Victoria Hine by email for any questions you have regarding the program. Do it soon so you can be a part of the upcoming basketball season. I'm Gustavo Flores, back to the studio.
We told you a couple weeks ago about some features in Alkek Library you may not have known about: printing, quiet spaces, and more social floors.
But some of the really cool stuff is down here on the first floor.
It's called Alkek One, and some of this stuff is out of this world.
And I got to visit a new store on the square. The owners stumbled into this sweet new career.
We went to Michael's to get a puzzle, and they were sold out of puzzles, but they had a soap making kit, and we needed something to do, so we got the soap making kit.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact: more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfies, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
You may not know, but our TV studio is down a back hallway on the first floor of Alkek Library.
And it's pretty cool in here. But reporter Andrea Moreno found out there's a lot of cool stuff on Alkek's first floor.
She joins us now live from Alkek One. Andrea, what do you have to show us this morning?
Well, here in Alkek One, there's plenty of stuff for students to do. Like right here next to me, there's an interactive globe, and in front of me, it's the design space, where the computers have Adobe Creative Cloud and 3D design software for some fun creative projects students may have.
Ever need to just relax and play some video games? Or what about to fabricate some clothes? Alkek One has that and more for students. Student worker Veronica Jones tells us what Alkek One offers for students.
Everyone's welcome in the space, but kind of to use the equipment, you do need an active net ID. It's used to log into a lot of the computers and used to sign up for, trainings and stuff, and sign up to rent equipment and things like that. But it is open to all students regardless of major. So we have a lot of different types of areas. We have back here in this area, which is our U-Star Studios, where you can check out equipment and stuff for your own projects or even for personal use.
There's also opportunities to check out equipment such as cameras, drawing tablets, and more by asking the front desk at Alkek One or by going online to reserve equipment.
But if you needed something really special, like resume paper or something printed on cardstock, or really large form printing, then the print shop is where you go. So our makerspace is kind of like high-tech crafting equipment. It's one of my favorite places in the entire area. We have 3D printers, laser cutters, sewing machines, embroidery machines, vinyl cutters, a lot of really cool stuff.
So this actually helps me out because with a lot of my classes I have to I know I'm English, but I have to, for makerspace, I have to go over there and sometimes do a presentation and stuff like that, and I can build stuff, show I'm supposed to be teaching, so yeah, I'm making my kids involved somehow.
We have our immersion studio, which is where we have VR headsets and stuff. It's really not that serious. We have a lot of games and stuff. Sometimes when we host Mario Kart tournaments and stuff like that. Like I said, really just encouraging students to come down here and get acquainted with the space.
Other spaces in Alkek One include the Geospace and Design Space. Students who want to access a U-Star room will need to reserve in advance. There is trainings that is required of students before using certain machinery. If you want to learn more about trainings, reserving rooms, and other services of Alkek One, visit the Texas State Library website. This is Andrea Moreno reporting back to the studio.
So there's some cool new stuff out there in Alkek One.
There is, and our new TV studio is being installed these days.
So Kendall, you and Victoria Parham found a new store out in the square, didn't you?
We did. We found this cute little soap store just a couple blocks off of campus. The founders told us a great story about how it all started.
During the quarantine, we went to Michael's to get a puzzle, and they were sold out of puzzles, but they had a soap making kit, and we needed something to do, so we got the soap making kit. From there, we started making it and giving away to friends, and then many of them encouraged us to start selling it, so we opened an Etsy store, and when things started opening up, we did farmers markets and kept growing and expanding. We built our own website, and then almost 3 years later, we opened our store here on the square in San Marcos. So soap is basically 2 ingredients. It's a fat of some kind and lye, which is sodium hydroxide and water. And we mix those 2 together, and then we mix a blend of oils together, and then we have to blend them really quickly so the molecules swirl around and start meeting up together and starts forming into soap. Once it's soap, there's no longer lye, and it doesn't have any artificial detergents or synthetic lathering agents, and so all the natural glycerin is still in the soap, so it feels really good on your skin right away. Some over-the-counter soaps will say cleansing bar or moisturizing bar. Those are actually not soap. The FDA won't allow those companies to call it soap. It has to be fat and lye for it to be soap. Making all of this during the pandemic, when everyone was washing their hands, we found an organization called Eco Soap Bank, and we donate our soap scraps to them, and they rebatch them and send them to developing nations where they teach people to rebatch them and give them to kids with hygiene education. So we've shipped our soaps to all 50 states, and so it's kind of fun being able to connect like that way. We've had a really nice consistent customer basis, so we're able to sell it while we're making it.
I think we enjoy the stress-free lifestyle of having our little shop. I mean, I don't know, we're not looking to go crazy, but we like to keep it exclusive, and I think there's something kind of special about our soap being exclusively here in San Marcos, and I feel like it's yeah, we like that. One of the great things about that we also enjoy that is special about San Marcos is how the community loves to support small businesses and likes to buy local. And then when we opened up here, we kind of felt that in a whole new way because it's true, and that's really cool about our town, I think.
It looks like a fun shop. It probably smells amazing in there.
It really does. You should go check it out sometime. That's all for us this week. Thanks for joining us for this fall edition of Bobcat Bulletin.
We'll see you next week with more news about Texas State and beyond.